Voiceover artists are now having their voices stolen to be used by AI. Let's check it out.
A tech company stole our voices, made clones of them as AI clones, and sold them possibly hundreds of thousands of times.
Wow, that is quite the claim. It's going to be interesting to see if they have evidence to back that up. But, to be honest, I'm not that surprised. AI is so prevalent now. There's AI everywhere. I mean, I just saw the other day that Amazon has their own AI now. Like, what is this? And it was a really bad name, too. I can't even remember what it was called. I just looked at it again. It's called Rufus. Amazon has its own AI called Rufus. Rufus. Gosh, it sounds like a dog. Oh, man. Go to Amazon to get all your answers from the dog AI Rufus. Wow. I mean, I'm sure there's a particular piece of society that would be interested in that. But no, this problem is just going to get worse and worse. AI is everywhere, and it's just going to continue to be everywhere even more. It's going to get better and better every single day. I would say that the vocal AI right now, the impersonation type AI that they can do right now is about 80% accurate. And it's just going to get better. It's going to be 90%, and then eventually it's going to be 100% accurate. They can get all those inflections and emotions and tones and everything without having that computery sounding tone to it. So, it's just going to get better and better. It's going to be more and more convincing. So I think this is not really as bad as it could be right now. It could get much worse.
This is Paul and Linnea, voiceover actors based in New York City. Last summer, they were in the car listening to a podcast about the Hollywood writer's strike and how it might affect VO artists like them when something strange happened.
This specific episode, the host was going to interview an AI entity about the potential harm that AI will have on the entertainment industry. And he is interviewing my voice.
Good morning. Is it okay with you if I call you Poe?
Absolutely. Billy, feel free to call me Poe. As a generative AI technology...
Okay. If that is the best evidence they have, I do want to see if there's more. But if that is the best evidence they have, that is pretty poor. That did not sound a lot like him at all. I mean, I could see some similarities. But again, it's that 80%. It doesn't quite sound like him. That computer quality tone to it in the background. And just straight up the voice itself didn't quite sound like him. So I don't know, man. That's not the strongest evidence to say that, your voice was stolen and used in like AI voice acting or something. It wasn't that convincing to me.
Disturbing and terrifying that moment is hard to articulate.
I spent 6 hours on the internet that night, searching as many text-to-speech products that I could find and listening to all of the voices that they offered until I stumbled upon Lovo.
Lovo are this company, a Berkeley-based text-to-speech platform. Just type what you want to hear.
And one of dozens of synthetic voices like this one. Or maybe this one.
Or this one will read it back.
Yes, this voice. I have heard this voice a lot in shorts or full-length videos, stuff like that on content. Yeah, this voice has been used a lot. I'm not sure if maybe this is a sampled voice from, I don't know, somewhere in many platforms use it or something. But if it's just been, if it was created or whatever, initially put up by this Lovo company, that's really interesting. So this voice, is very commonly used in content creation.
In a matter of seconds.
But once she started poking around the company's site, Linnea said she found an AI voice that sounded just like Paul.
I mean, I was stunned. I couldn't believe it. And out of pure curiosity, I just started listening to the other voices, thinking maybe I'll recognize someone I know, a colleague from the voiceover world. And that's when I stumbled upon my voice.
So in May, Paul and Linnea filed a class action lawsuit against Lovo, saying the company illegally stole their voices and identities without permission or proper compensation.
This is the right way to go, I think. Yeah, you need to do something about it. If you feel like your voice or your identity has been stolen, I think this is the way to go. And if they win, this sets a precedent, right? This sets up the legal background or precedent for future cases of impersonation or of AI stealing people's voices. And then any future cases like this can be destroyed with this legal background. It's definitely needs to be handled this way, and hopefully they win. I can't say for sure that was that guy's voice. I heard that clip and it didn't quite sound like him, so I'm not sure 100% that his voice was stolen, that, there's really not enough evidence to support that claim. But if so, winning this legal case, winning this class action lawsuit, that would be huge for future cases like this.
The company has not yet filed a response. So, how did this even happen?
So in October of 2019, a freelancing site that I'm on, where I regularly procure voiceover work, reached out to me asking if I would record some scripts for them.
The couple say the scripts were generic radio ads, ones the user said would never be broadcast, so they didn't need expensive usage rights.
They were...
Oh, interesting. Okay. So they're saying that it wasn't stolen from stuff they already had out there. It's not like somebody just went through and, downloaded or, OBS recorded a bunch of their clips or something. They're saying that somebody actually came in under the radar on one of these voice acting sites, send up some messages or whatever. Hey, I just need a couple ads read, but they're not going to be used for anything. It's just for, whatever, my personal purposes or whatever. And then it actually did end up getting used for something. Those clips got used to train an AI to sound like them. That's interesting.
We're quite generic. Do you need a dry cleaner in Idaho? We're here, right around the corner, your neighborhood dry cleaner.
Paul says about 6 months later, he got a similar request to record dozens of generic-sounding radio scripts. In messages the couple shared with the BBC, you can see the user appears to say the audio will be used for research into speech synthesis.
Wait, okay, let me read through these here. Okay, so in addition, can you please explain how the voiceovers will be used? Separate files would be preferred, but one file is okay as well. We are researching speech synthesis with different accents and voices. Your voiceover will be used for academic research purposes only. Okay. Researching speech synthesis. Synthesize. You're creating something, right? Yeah, okay. It sounds like it was pretty obvious from the messages you received.
You can see the user appears to say the audio will be used for research into speech synthesis. Paul follows up to clarify whether the audio will be used for anything other.
Okay, great. Still working through the scripts. Please guarantee that these scripts will not be used for anything other than your specific research project. My curiosity is getting the best of me. What is the goal of the research project? The scripts will not be used for anything else, and I can't yet tell you the goal as it's confidential work in process. Sorry. Ha ha. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. I can't tell you what it's for. Man, why did he just go through with it? This sounds sketchy from the get-go. If I got these messages, I would be like, no, you cannot use my voice for speech synthesis research. That obviously, to me, I guess because I know a little bit about tech, but to me, that sounds like, hey, I'm training an AI. Yeah, it sounds like you are just giving away your voice here. They might not have a legal case now because they said straight up, hey, this is for speech synthesis research. The voice is being used on an AI platform that they're selling service from, so maybe there still is a case there because, it was blatantly said that it was for research only. So I don't know. I'm not sure about the specifics on that, how that would play out, but this is sketchy, like so obviously to me. I can't believe they actually went through with it.
Other than their specific research. In the next message, the user then appears to confirm the audio will not be used for anything else.
Okay.
And then I asked, will you be changing the order of my audio or using it in any separate way? And they said no.
As for Linnea, she says the user she spoke with deleted part.
Okay, let me see her conversation here. This content is no longer... Okay, so yeah, some of it got deleted. And then she provided, okay, I will record any female voiceover today, $400. Wow, that's quite expensive. Sure, if you do place this order later down the line, decide to use them in broadcast, I hope that you will come back and order the appropriate licensing. Okay? So there's really not context here to to verify anything.
Part of the conversation. But in the communications that remain, it appears the user...
Here we go. There's something. Okay, these are test scripts for radio ads. They will not be disclosed externally and will only be consumed internally, so will not require rights of any sort. Okay?
Presents the scripts as test radio ads, ones that will not be disclosed externally. The couple said there was no formal contract, just these messages they've shared with us. We can't, however, verify if these are the complete conversations.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. It's really hard to tell what the whole context of it is, right? There could have been a line just after the conversation for the guy. Oh, hey, and, I'm going to need all rights to this. Please provide or confirm that I have all rights to use this material or something like that. We don't know. We have no idea what happened.
In both cases, though, the couple recorded the audio, sent the files, and moved on.
Okay.
We only need a person to read 50 sentences, and I believe that's something an average Joe could do.
The voice you're hearing is Tom Lee, co-founder of Lovo, speaking on a business podcast.
Okay. So they're kind of tying it together, right? They've got a clip of him saying they only need 50 sentences, and the voice actors, they said they read, multiple lines to these kind of blank sounding ads or whatever. And they're arguing that these lines that they read were enough based on his input here, the co-founder of Lovo, that, okay, this was enough to train their AI. We got had, this actually happened, and this is the evidence of that, I guess.
About how their voice cloning technology works.
We can capture the tone, the character, the style, the phonemes, and how you even, if you have an accent, we can even capture that as well.
I don't know. Yes, to a certain degree. I'm hearing this guy and how good he's saying their AI is. It isn't that good yet. Like I said, it's 80%, maybe 90% on the really, really good ones with these AI voices, but it's not 100% there yet. Really, really not. It sounds so obvious to me still, so bad. It gets the job done. If you need a voice and you don't want to use yours, you can use something like that. And it's like, oh, there is a voice speaking and it's got some tone, some emotion, maybe even some accent, right? But it's really not that good. It's not 100% convincing yet to me.
We reached out to Lovo on multiple occasions to request an interview with Mr. Lee. We also asked for any correspondence or conversations they may have with Paul and Linnea. They did not respond to any of our messages.
Okay.
So what's going on in the voice actor cases are a field of law known as rights of publicity. The thing that's being copied is not a piece of copyrighted work, but a piece of someone's personality, right?
Right. So that's why it was being put in the class action lawsuit that it was like identity stealing, right? Versus a copyrighted piece of material. Yeah.
And so then we get these personality rights or rights of publicity,
yeah,
where the allegation is not you copied my song or you copied my drawing, but rather you copied my voice.
Right.
Professor Garcia also says the licenses the couple granted the user who contacted them may have also been violated.
Licenses are permission for a very specific and narrow use.
Right, yeah. So if they said, hey, this is only for your research purposes, and their voice got used to train an AI that is now on a site that has like a pricing something like that where it can be sold and used by others, then people are making money off of the use of their voice somewhere else outside of the realm and the confines of the initial license to be used for training and research purposes. So there's definitely something here if all of the framing is true, if that conversation is complete that we saw, if they didn't give more licensing or more rights than we are hearing, then yeah, there is something here.
Right. I might give you a license that you can swim in my swimming pool one afternoon, but that doesn't mean you can come whenever you want and have a party in my swimming pool, right? That would exceed the terms of the license.
Right.
And I think that would be the argument for these voice actors here.
The voices have since been removed from the company's website, but an ad still exists online where
the voices have since been removed. Okay. I'm assuming that's because they put in that class action lawsuit and the company got scared. Maybe. Okay, now it's getting a little fishy. Yeah, that is definitely more suspicious. The voices have since been removed since the class action lawsuit was put in place. Interesting. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of self-reporting there. Anytime you go through and delete evidence, it's really suspicious. It makes you look really guilty, caught red-handed, that kind of thing. That's okay.
Paul's supposed voice clone can be heard. So I sat down with the couple to take a listen myself.
Introducing Jenny by Lovo. Artificial intelligence that makes it fast and easy to create voiceovers for marketing, e-learning, documentaries, animations, games, audiobooks, and more.
Introducing Jenny by Lovo. Artificial intelligence that makes it fast and easy to create voiceovers for marketing, e-learning, documentaries, animations, games, audiobooks, and more.
Okay, now hearing him actually read some of the lines back. All right. I'm convinced. Yeah, they stole his voice. I'm convinced. Wow. I guess I needed that side-by-side comparison to really hear it. You can still hear that kind of computer sounding tone, right? It's the 80, 90%. It's not quite there, but it's really close. And yeah, that sounded like his voice. Yeah, I'm sold. Poor guy, he had his voice stolen by this company. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm definitely convinced now. That is crazy. That is actually crazy.
More.
When we all thought of AI in the future, we thought AI is going to be folding our laundry and making us dinner. We didn't think AI is going to replace human beings' creative and.
Whoa, okay. That is really interesting framing that she put forth there. It's going to be folding our laundry and cooking dinner, but not replacing our more important tasks like voice acting. It's weird the way she said that. Like, okay, it's not important that laundry folding and cooking is replaced. I mean, there are cooks, there are chefs out there. That is their line of work. And there are laundromats. That is people's livelihood to run a laundromat. You know, their business being closed, that's not a big deal. But your voice acting position being taken is a huge deal. Way more than these other menial, unimportant things. That's really odd. Really an odd way to approach this. I do not like that thinking at all. If you're going to be upset about AI taking over, you should be upset about it all. You shouldn't be making caveats and saying, well, it's okay here, but not here for my profession. I don't know. It's a very strange line of thinking.
Endeavors.
This case is just one of many being brought against AI companies by artists who don't want to lose control over their work and livelihood.
Yes, I want to do a video. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a video about, there's an AI artist that's trying to copyright his stuff. I do want to do a video about that. Yeah, there's a lot of it going on, a lot of it.
And more are likely to come.
We really have no other choice but to stand up and give our energy to this, because when companies develop technology that way, it's not innovation anymore, it's just exploitation.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, they fully had me. Oh man, what a roller coaster ride. I didn't believe that the voices had actually been stolen at first. It wasn't super convincing. It's cool that they're doing the lawsuit, because then I saw the evidence, and yes, now I am fully convinced that at least the guy's voice was absolutely stolen. I heard that side-by-side comparison, and that was definitely his voice. And then the company deleting the voices off of the platform definitely kind of confirms it even more. They got caught red-handed, and they're trying to delete the evidence. But then, at the end, that lady's opinion, oh, you know, I really thought it would only be these other things being replaced, like folding laundry and cooking, but not my important voice acting job. They kind of lost me there. I don't have as much empathy now after hearing that. You know, I care in general because I am a voice actor, and also I just don't like the idea of people's identities being stolen and just used for other people's monetary gain. That's sketchy and weird and just gross to me. But yeah, this was a really interesting video. I had fun watching this. It's scary. It is actually scary how good AI is getting, and it's only going to get better from here. I do think that if they win this class action lawsuit, this sets up some precedent, and hopefully we can fight this kind of stuff going forward. I really hope they win that lawsuit. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.